Hello and welcome back to Sonny Talk Spurs, and today I am reviewing our first Premier League game of the season, which was obviously a 2-2 draw against Brentford away from home. But before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'd obviously greatly appreciate it. We're going to do a lot of reviews of our Premier League games, our cup games, and all sorts throughout the season, and I'd love you to join me on this journey because it's definitely going to be a whirlwind. So now let's get into the video, and to start, I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling quite optimistic. Not a bad result, 2-2 away from home to start the season, especially as I've got to go into it at first. Harry Kane's left the club. Obviously did a reaction to him leaving the club. If you haven't watched that, watch that after this video. But yeah, sometimes you have to go with the punches. You have to see where you are in certain situations. And, after what happened, especially on the eve of the Premier League season on Friday, and then you come into a Premier League game a couple of days later, you've got to be positive. It could have been a lot worse. The headlines could have been a lot more negative about how, lack of goals and all sorts. But we were creative and we scored too. So you've got to be quite positive about those scenarios, especially how, obviously Kane left the club in quite, there's a lot of pressure then going into us, a lot of more questions, but then it might give Ange the perfect sort of scenario, because if we do dip and ebb and flow, then he hasn't got the Harry Kane stuff to fall back on, He's left. We've got to move on now. But enough about Harry Kane. Let's talk about the actual game itself. As I say, pretty positive. Brentford are a good team. I know they've not got Ivan Toney. I know they've not got David Raya, but they're still a great unit. Jensen is a good player, and Mbeumo, Wissa, all very competent players. And the way Thomas Frank has got them knocking it around, especially at home, is something to behold, especially for a lot of clubs up and down the division. They are a very good team. I think they're going to have a good season. Middle of the park, probably finish around 10th spot. So, going away from home, new system, new manager, new players. I was on the fence about how I thought it was going. I think a lot of Spurs fans would have taken a draw. Obviously, we'd all like a win. Probably wouldn't have liked a loss. That's just how football is. But you've got to be quite happy with how it went today. There was a few things that went against us, I think. Like Romero's injury was quite a negative. I think, he was looking good at the back with Micky van der Ven, and then obviously has that concussion, then scores an unreal bullet header, which I think was outstanding, by the way. Just what we need to do. I've always said it. I've said it on some of my earlier videos when I started the channel, and it's just something I believe in football. To be a successful team, it's good to have a goal scorer, a one-goal scorer who scores a lot of your goals. It's obvious. Even you think of teams that got promoted, like Fulham last season. Mitrovic is scoring most of their goals. That's good. But to be a successful team, you've got to spread the goals around. I'm thinking City, they have Haaland, but they spread the goals around. Liverpool, especially good at that, especially during their title-winning season. Salah scores, but, Van Dijk gets a couple from defence, and the midfielders pop up. And that's what we'll need this season. So good to see that we scored from a set piece as well. James Maddison, who I'll get onto in a little bit, was sublime. Great ball from him. And yeah, we looked quite good. We were popping it around really nicely. Some really good individual performances, I thought, today, who I'm going to highlight later on. But the issues now, I'm going to go for that first. Both goals. I'll be honest, the penalty, a lot of people will say it's soft. A lot of people say that's what it is now. I think that's what it is now. You see those given quite a lot. Son's just unlucky, but it is what it is. And people go, oh, Captain Son. But it is what it is. That could have been any player giving that away. And Vicario obviously goes the wrong way, and that's a goal. And then, obviously Davinson Sanchez comes on, and I feel like Davinson Sanchez won't be the perfect partner for Micky van der Ven. I think Romero and him might work better together. So that's more of a positive. But yeah, the second goal is just, we know what the issues we have are. It's our defence still. Vicario, for example, I think good with his feet. I think he will be really good with his feet. He just needs to adapt to the Premier League. I am going to give him time. I did put him in my pre-season Premier League season predictions. I did put him in our flop of the season. But that's because I'm trying to cover myself, because I think he might be all right. But, a few of the efforts today, he did flap out a little bit and he did look like a rabbit in the headlights. But I think as the league goes on, he'll, take that number one spot as his own and it'll be fun. But I think we still look good, It's great for once to see us having a lot of the possession in the game. Actually, as I keep saying, popping it around, we were just popping it around beautifully. The passing is just so much better. And our attack, I'm sorry for what I'm saying here. I've been just sick of Mourinho, Conte, Nuno ball. And it's just it's just great to finally have something that you can look at and go, this is progress, this is attacking football. And I think Ange is going to just be a breath of fresh air. And it's good to start off with a positive performance. I know it's a draw, but it's a positive performance. And you just see for our second goal, again, popping it around. And Emerson Royale, of all players, pops up with a goal. Might be a vital asset for the club going forward. But again, on half-time was good. Just a shame we couldn't do anything in the second half to really help us, get a bit more of a stronghold into the game on the front foot. But you take a draw, as I say. And just in general, some individual performances. James Maddison, he's going to be wicked, isn't he? He's going to be unreal. I'm so excited. And it's good to see him wearing the captain's armband and the number 10 shirt. I just think he's going to be a leader. He just talks so well. He's just such a good character. Again, I've mentioned Vicario. We'll see what happens with him. Destiny Udogie. Again, think he's going to be great. A lot of people were saying they were worried about Destiny playing left back when he's sort of a wing back, but looks positive. A lot of people singing his praises. Micky van der Ven, all right. I think he's, first game in, that didn't play any pre-season for us. We'll give him time. Romero, shame he went off, but is what it is. And Emerson, got the goal and was quite comfortable. Midfield, Skip, all right as well. Not too bad. And then Maddison, I've obviously said unreal. But the man of the match, and someone who is going to be, and I've said he's going to be one of our best players this season, Yves Bissouma. What a player, honestly. There's not one Tottenham fan I spoke to, whether it's my dad or my friends, who hasn't said how good he was yesterday. And I just think he's going to be so good, and he's just going to dictate the play and be unreal. It's just another main concern. I'm saying, good score goals and spread it around, but I think Richarlison struggled a bit, Son, Kulusevski. But again, I'm going to keep faith. I'm quite positive. So I'm quite happy with how things are going at Tottenham Hotspur. After especially all this Kane news, I think we've got to remain positive. I still think, we probably need a defender, another defender, maybe a tap sober, a Laporte if we're being cheeky. But, you've got to have some ambition and, be positive with your outlook. I think we need a midfielder, depending on what happens really with Højbjerg, because I'm not sure he's going to stay. And also, I think we could do with another winger come striker, because, we've got Richarlison, we've got Son, we've got Kulusevski, we've got Mano Solomon, and then we've got Veliz as well. But maybe another option would be quite good. Dane Scar, we don't know if he's going to go out on loan. Still lots to do when it comes to our outgoing. So, it's sort of to be seen. But I'm quite positive. I will take that as my first game of the season. A lot of fans, neutral fans, will be like, "Oh, British Brentford." We're going through a transition. We know we've just let go of our best player, probably ever, Premier League era, whatever you want to call it, and that's it. And you just got to keep positive. Roll on next week to Manchester United. We'll see how that goes. That'll be a real good test. I'm going to go to that game as well, so I'm happy about that. But before I go, again, about the captains, I'm very happy with Son being the captain. I think he deserves it. He's been loyal. He, pinned his flag to the mast or whatever the saying is, and was like, I'm going to be a captain. I'm staying. Not going to Saudi Arabia or anything like that. So that's positive. I think Maddison is a good vice captain. Shows a lot of cojones and talks well. I think to come in and be given a vice captain straight away, very, very promising. And then also Romero, I think he's got good leadership qualities. I'm hoping Ange will put his arm around him and teach him the art of defending and how to keep a cool head. But today he was good before he went off, which was a shame. And then another thing to finish on, actually, Eric Dyer nowhere near the squad. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with his future. And especially, as I say, outgoings. We've only really shifted Harry Winks. Lloris yet to find a new club. So in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be interesting to see about our outgoings. But yes, let me know in the comments down below. What did you make of the game? What did you make of the result? Who were your man of the matches, key performers? What didn't you like so much? And what are your predictions, if you think about it, next week for Manchester United? Are we in good stead for that? Let me know, as I say, in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed the video and you are new around here, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. And I've been Sonny Talk Spurs, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.